my night heater's on full blast because it's 2 degrees, and now it started raining. So I came out to do my daily checks, and I'm literally sliding everywhere. It's like, so I reckon today is going to be a bit of a challenge because I've got a farm pickup over near Minehead, and I know full well that that lane is not going to be gritted. I went to put my light board on, and for some reason it's gone all disco lighty, and I don't know where the remote is, so it's going to have to stay off for now because it might be a bit distracting. I have arrived safe and sound, thank goodness. It was a bit dark down the lane, so I couldn't really show you what the lane's like, but it looks like it's starting to get a little bit light over in that direction, so hopefully by the time I've loaded it'll be a bit lighter and I can stick the cameras on and you can see the lane. And we're heading back to Clumpton, I think, with it. Because I am going uphill and around a corner in these icy conditions, I've put my weight transfer on. It's -2 here, so 4 degrees colder than where I started the trip this morning, where I parked up overnight. The road does feel a bit slippery in places, but the good thing is that they haven't had any rain here. The lane is quite narrow and windy, and I have to get over quite a big hill. Having come this way, I think it will be fine. Unlike a couple years ago when I came down here just as a snow blizzard hit, which was not fun getting out at all. The farmer was kind enough to go out in front of me just in case I needed assistance. Those two cars are parked right opposite the junction. Now I need to squeeze between this car and the wall. Luckily the wall drops down a bit just as I get to the car, so I can put my mirror over the wall. It's better than having to fold my mirror in to get through, as I wouldn't be able to see behind me. As you can see, I don't have a lot of room, and even though I've been in this situation many times, it still makes me nervous when I have to squeeze through tight spaces. I get up and just check out of the other window just to make sure that I am going to get through. Once I've got the front through and I can see more in my mirrors, I know I'm going to get through. It's not too far to the end of the village, and then it's about 2 miles through the lanes back to the main road. Then I meet a bus, but I know that I'm not going to be able to reverse through the tight spots in the village, and there would be nowhere for us to pass if I did reverse up. I get out and I explain to the bus driver that I have nowhere to go behind me. He's not very happy about it, but there is literally nothing I can do about it. So, what am I even doing down here? Unfortunately, people just don't understand that the crops that we eat have to get off of the farms somehow. But he does very reluctantly back up for me. So I'm here at the place that I'm tipping now. I've given in my paperwork. They're going to spear the trailer to test the wheat, make sure that it's all how it should be. They test it for moisture, bushel weight, stuff like that. And then I'll go on the weighbridge, they'll weigh me in, and then they'll tell me what pit to go on. And now I can back onto the pit. Might be a little bit tricky because there's a lorry here. This is an awkward pit to back onto at the best of times. It's better. The sun is very bright and I reckon that it could cause a lot of problems today on the roads. I've been there. I've been to the loo, I've had my porridge for breakfast and I'm nearly tipped, so I'm going to go out, finish off the last bit, kick the tailboard, sweep out, and then I can go off to the next farm, which is in between Bridport and Dorchester, and then I tip it the other side of Dorchester, so I don't have to go very far with it. But that's me all weighed out, so extra high-vis clothes been off, and I reckon it is sunglasses on because the sun is so low. Pour myself a bit of apple and elderflower sparkling spring water because that's how we roll with my sunglasses on. Are secure. Off skis.
This farm is actually not too bad to get to, in terms of it is just off the side of a dual carriageway, and despite the access road being quite narrow, it is very doable. My mirrors tend to get dirtier than usual in this weather because of the salt on the roads, and this being mixed with the low sun at this time of year, it can make it very difficult to see in your mirrors.
Right, we are loaded and ready to go. Don't like the feel of that already. Weight transfer on because I have to get up this hill, and if I don't do it in one, I will be stuck.
The biggest difficulty with this farm is trying to get out. If I stopped on this hill, I might not be able to get started again because it is so steep and I am fully loaded. Then you have to pull out uphill onto the dual carriageway. I get to Piddle Hinton and I go through the same procedure of weighing in and getting the grain tested. For the second time today, I have been really lucky and I can go straight onto the pit as nobody is in front of me. Although I do have to back onto the pit that nobody likes backing into. And to make things even harder, I can't see anything because the sun is right in my eyes. So I play it safe and get out and check that I am lined up correctly. Also, when you're backing into a dark space, you can't really see a lot into the shed until your cab goes back into the shed itself. It's always better in these situations to take shunts and get out and have a look as much as you need to get it right. Once I'm backed in, I get out and I put my grain sock on so that I'm all prepared and set up ready to tip.
Basically what I've done here is the same that I did at the last tip. I got sampled, gave my paperwork in, my passport, all got checked, passed. I'm now on the pit.
The first load was wheat, but this load is barley. When there is no more barley coming out of the grain sock, I can undo the twist locks and open the back door to let the remainder of the barley out. I will then lower the body down and sweep up around the pit and also sweep out inside of my trailer. And then I can shut my back door and make sure that everything is secure.
So all pit, everything's swept out and ready for the next farm picker.
So that's it, I'm weighed out and ready to rock and roll. I'm off to, well, I thought it was a farm that was closer, that was actually easier to get in and out of, but I've rung the farmer and he's got 2 other places that he loads at, and I've probably got the worst one. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. The entrance to this farm is not the easiest to get in and out of. The first challenge is getting past these steps. There is a big willow tree on the right of the screen that I am also trying to avoid. And then once I get past the steps, I have to turn hard left around the willow tree. I need to swing out enough to get round the corner, but not too much so that my trailer's in the wrong position for the next right-hand bend. I'm trying to keep as far to the left as possible, as I know this is a very hard corner to get round.
Where do you want me to park?
You spin round there, then you press on the bottom there, please.
Oh, what, so my sheet's your side?
Yeah.
Yeah? Alright.
I run it, yeah.
He then changes his mind about where he wants me to park so that he's not loading over my sheet. This load is a load of wheat and it's going back to the same place as I tipped this morning. With my unit and trailer I can carry up to 28 tonnes and 200 kilos to make me up to 44 tonnes. Getting out round these corners are just as difficult, and I just edge out slowly, trying not to let my wheels go onto the grass. Then I get to experience one of the best parts about my job. Driving along on a clear, crisp day, watching the sunset as I'm driving back to where I'm tipping. I just turned the camera off so I could listen to the radio for a while, get myself all like pumped up, ready to tip my last load and that. And honestly, if you're ever in Somerset, please tune in to BBC Radio Somerset, especially when Andy Bennett's on, because the bloke's a genius. He just played the Wurzels straight in to Nelly and Kelly, Dilemma.
He's a nutter, absolute nutter, but it's brilliant. You won't hear radio like that anywhere else in the country. I'm not sure where I'm going after I've tipped this, so I take the safe option and stop for a shower on my way back to tip. Place now where I am tipping this load, and I got here just before 6 o'clock. Well, at 6 o'clock, it's changeover, and you won't see anybody from about 5:45 to 6 o'clock, sometimes longer. So I thought, right, I know what I'm going to do. I'm really hungry. I'm going to start my tea. All I've got is some like lovely microwave meal, so that's fine. But yeah, I started it and then somebody turned up, so it's sat there. It's all set tipping now. I'm going to have my tea, which looks edible. That's me all tipped and weighed out, and now all I've got to do is run out my time. I'm going to head over to my next farm in the morning, so I'm getting a head start for a Friday, which is great. It's going to be an early start, which is good for a Friday. I'm all tucked up, ready for bed. I'm going to get a good night's sleep, get up and go.